Hey guys, what is going on? It is Spherical here, and we are here today with, admittedly, something that nobody on my channel really asked for or expected. I did a good job of keeping this quiet. I never mentioned this at all, but we are here today to start reacting to Star Wars: The Clone Wars Season 7. I know this is a major surprise for anybody who keeps up with my channel. For those of you guys who don't know who I am, who are maybe checking me out for the first time, I'm primarily an anime reactor. So again, watching something that's not anime is something that I haven't done on my channel in a long time. In fact, I think the only non-anime show that I've reacted to on my channel was RWBY, which is obviously a very anime-inspired show. So I'm very excited to see how this turns out. Now, I guess I should probably introduce kind of what Star Wars is to me. I know I've talked about it a couple times on this channel, but a lot of people still don't know. I am a massive Star Wars fan. And believe it or not, Star Wars actually is what got me into reactions as a whole. I remember the very first reaction series that I ever actually watched was Blind Wave reacting to Star Wars Rebels. So that's a little tidbit of information for you. The first anime reaction series I think I ever saw, or no, the first one that I ever saw was Junk Putty reacting to Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. But I digress. Very excited for this new Clone Wars season. I love the Clone Wars. It is, and I've said this quite a few times, and I do stand by it. I think the Clone Wars is the best piece of canon material from Star Wars at the moment. I love the series so much. Now, if we bring Legends into the talk, I think there are much better parts of like, for example, I swear, if the Old Republic video games end up being turned into a movie or a TV series, which I know there's been rumors and stuff, that'll be too much for me. That is all I can ask for from Star Wars. But from the current canon, I think the Clone Wars TV series is my personal favorite part. Again, I've watched the show a couple times. Admittedly, I did not do a rewatch before this season came out, so I'm probably still going to be a little bit, a little minor details that I might forget here and there. Of course, the major gist of things I still know quite well. Again, this final season, I believe, is supposed to be, 12, 13 episodes. It's kind of a one-core deal. So I guess, again, since this is really the first Star Wars related video I've done on my channel, I should probably, elaborate more on what I enjoy about Star Wars, maybe what I don't enjoy about Star Wars. Again, I kind of talked about how much I like the Clone Wars. Let's start with what's my favorite Star Wars character. My favorite Star Wars character, again, alluding to, going back to what I just said, is Darth Revan. But if we're talking purely canon, my favorite Star Wars character would probably be Obi-Wan, especially the Obi-Wan from the Clone Wars, specifically in his prime. I love him so much. I love Ewan McGregor from the movies, and Obi-Wan in the animated series is awesome. My favorite Sith, or I guess dark side user that we've seen, would probably be Darth Maul, in canon, of course. And that is largely in part due to the Clone Wars and the Rebels making him an actual good character. What is my favorite movie? See, I feel like this is probably an unpopular opinion, but I would have two answers to my favorite movie. The first one is, it should be Revenge of the Sith. I think Revenge of the Sith, story-wise, is absolutely phenomenal, and if they ever remake those movies, I don't know what I would do. Unfortunately, again, the prequels had some stuff that kind of, I don't really want to talk about, people hate on the prequels enough. I think we all know what the problems with the prequels are, but I still really, really love Revenge of the Sith. But believe it or not, I think my favorite Star Wars movie would have to be Rogue One, and the reason being, I can't pick any of the other main series movies as my favorite because they all go hand in hand, right? They all rely on each other for certain things, as a series should. I think Rogue One is just, for me, the number one that just stands out, that I can just watch on my own, and I love watching it every time. I know a lot of the Disney movies have gotten a lot of, mixed responses, and I admittedly am not too much of a fan of kind of the sequel trilogy and everything that Disney has kind of done. Although they have done some great things, like, again, in my opinion, I really liked Rogue One. The Mandalorian was awesome. Stuff like that, was really good for the series. What else? What else do I really need to introduce before getting into this? I don't know. I'm just very excited. Again, I was going to watch this show anyways this season when it came out, and I figured, again, since this show is so close to my heart, again, it really kind of introduced me to reactions. I mean, technically Star Wars Rebels did, but of course I only watched that because I had watched the Clone Wars. You know, it is really one of my favorite all-time shows. Again, I remember I cried a lot through it, especially towards the end. Again, some of the best Star Wars moments for me personally is from this series. And I just feel like I owe it to this show to react to the final season, even though I haven't really reacted to anything else Star Wars related. I did do a reaction to The Last Jedi trailer with my brother, but I think that's the only other time I've ever really done anything Star Wars related in my videos. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. If you guys are new to my channel, hopefully you guys enjoy this this season as much as I hopefully do. Hopefully I don't dislike it. So the way this is going to work, again, you guys on my channel are familiar. I usually have my reactions hosted on Vimeo in the description. That is because anime is they're very stingy with copyright and stuff. From what I've seen online, Western shows seem to be quite often a lot more lenient as to what you can show online and not. So I'm going to try and have my reaction inside this video on YouTube. Unfortunately, if it gets taken down for copyright, I'm gonna have to host it in the description. So I'll edit in, whatever's, the video should be in this, the reaction should be in this video regardless. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of where we're at right now. Again, I think I'm just going to get right into it. I'm very excited to start this off. There's very many things. I have watched the trailers, by the way. I didn't react to them because I wanted to keep this on the down low, but I have watched the trailers. There are some things that I'm very excited to see in this season. I guess I should mention, actually, of course, the reaction that you're going to see is just an edited reaction of the kind of the highlights from the episode, kind of condensed into 10 minutes or so. If you do want the full-length versions of these reactions, not with the episode shown on screen, just with a timer, that's over on my Patreon page, which is in the description. If you want to check that out, of course, all my videos are free to watch, so you don't have to do anything there. But yeah, I think with that out of the way, let's get into the episode.
Rex, is there...
Look at his hair! Holy shit! That looks so good.
No, General.
You saw the way his little strand of hair moved as he moved his head? That looks so good. Oh man. Man, I don't even care what happens in this episode. I'm just excited to see everybody again. Even though we're getting to a pretty depressing moment probably towards the end of the season. Man, ugh! I love how, again, one of the strongest points of the show is how they're able to take so many of these clones who all look the exact same. Fives, Echo, Domino,
Troopers gone.
They give them all such good personalities, even though they're all the same person. It's so good. If we're talking purely clones, Fives was definitely my favorite.
I didn't tell the
No
generals.
doubt in my mind.
I think Echo's alive. That's not possible. He died.
Yeah,
in Citadel.
that we knew that.
The way the
I
droids are
think.
countering us here, the strategies I'm using, they're all old battle plans Echo and I drew up together. I need you to be focused on this. I know. I know.
I will
Don't
say,
worry.
on the line of the whole Echo thing, I do remember seeing a bit of the deleted episode footage and stuff, but I don't remember a whole lot from them, and I'm not sure if they're even relevant in this season or not. I don't know.
Nice touch.
Yeah,
They call
99. I
themselves
was.
the Bad Batch.
So that's obviously, a reference to 99. The Bad Batch. I think that's the title of the episode, right? These guys look cool. So they're just a bunch of really quirky clones. His face looking thick. All right, I like this.
They don't look like clones to me.
They look, I know, they look so cool.
Good to
I
see
love
you.
them.
You too, sir. This is Hunter. Ever fought a male Yalbik? No. Can't say I have.
The stinger of a Yalbek queen is a delicacy on some planets.
Okay, what's your name?
They call him Tech. Yeah, he can fill your head with crosshair on the
Oh,
other
what about the
hand.
last guy?
There's not much
A
of a
crosshair.
conversation.
I like these guys. All right, Hunter, Wrecker, Tech, and Crosshair. Oh, I love their designs. They look so cool. Oh boy, the droids are back. It's been so long. I love these guys. I'm really curious to see how good the combat looks. Specifically the lightsaber work, but probably won't see that for a little bit. Ooh. Oh, it was a good run. Oh, it looks so good. This looks phenomenal. Like, this looks way better than it used to look. Maybe I'm just remembering things wrong. Oh no. Shit.
He's gonna need help to get Cody out of there.
I don't think so.
He's gonna get the gunship out of there, not Cody.
Jesus. Man, see the depressing the depressing thing here though is like they're either gonna die before the season's over or they're just gonna turn on the Jedi. Like it sucks knowing that in advance, you know what I mean?
I can cut the pain, but he needs help fast. We all need help.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not our style. We prefer going to them. Bad Batch, Plan 82.
Okay. Shockwave. What is he get? Yo!
Let's get to
Me and the boys squatting up in 6 Siege. This is sweet. I love these guys so much already. Alright, what can Tech do? What does he got?
Mark 151. 45. Mark 151.
Okay. Nice!
75. Mark 357.
Well, I can see where the Shockwave name came from. I love the music. Yo! Yeah! These guys are so sweet.
Grow up, Wrecker.
Wrecker's awesome. Yep, there he is. He is still kicking.
Well, they're Jedi.
He's looking really cool now, though. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Trench was one of the first opponents that we had to deal with in the Clone Wars Season 1, right? I could be wrong, though, because I know I sometimes mix up the chronological order and the release order, which are, you know, the Clone Wars. It's two very different things. But I feel like he was one of the first opponents we had to deal with. So if that's like a parallel for this new season, like him being one of the first opponents, I like that. It might not be, though. I might be wrong on that. See, well, we know that Cody is around in episode 3, so he can't die here.
Put him down!
Stay out. Hey, watch it! Guys, come on. Wrecker, drop him.
Definitely seems like Crosshair and Wrecker are the two kind of aggressive ones here.
What are your orders? We pick them off from the tree line one by one? Actually, I was thinking we'd take a page from your book. Rush them head on. I like your style.
I like your style. You guys don't stand a chance. You know there has to be at least like 10 times the amount of clones as droids for there to be even a fighting chance. Whoa! That looks so cool. That just single panning shot going inside. That was sweet. This looks so raw. Like the camera work is awesome. Missed out on the party.
Is it over already? Oh, man!
A whole platoon of droids is headed this way.
Uh-oh.
Someone's noticed our handiwork back at the crash site. We'll grab some speeder bikes and flank them from the back.
Man, this is all just so sweet so far.
An attack is coming. When does it?
I wonder. Again, the comedy I think in this show is great. I think it's a good mix of, you know, the overwhelming attempt at comedy in the prequels that a lot of people disliked, and the seriousness just from Star Wars in general. It's a good mix. Oh man, this is so good. I love the single shots. This is the third time we've had this in this episode, and it looks so good. See, again, it's been so long since I've watched the first 6 seasons, so I can't remember if they're reusing any of the score from that or not. There are a couple tracks that I remember, but Jesus! That was all one shot. Jesus.
Hey, where did you come from?
All right, the reinforcements have arrived.
Better get in there, Cap.
Okay, well, have fun.
Found it.
Good, because I have no clue what just happened, but you did it.
It's not a program. It's a live signal from another planet. Skako Minor.
A live signal?
We're gonna need a lift.
Well, you've got
It's
one,
gonna be a problem.
but it's there.
What is that?
What is that?
It sounds almost human.
It can't be.
Is that supposed to be... Okay. Uh-oh. See, that one easy.
CT-1409. CT-1409.
I don't believe it.
CT-1409.
We're gone. Rex, let's go. Rex, now!
The music is so good. And your ride has arrived. Oh, this is so sweet. Oh man, I'm so happy.
What did it mean? CT-1409.
Whose number is that?
Echo's number.
That was Echo's number, okay.
He's alive.
Alright, I couldn't remember whose number that was. Echo, alright. Fuck! Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy this show's back. Man, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm fucking happy. Alright, that was the Clone Wars Season 7, Episode number 1, The Bad Batch. What can I say? I am so happy that this show is back. This episode just got me even more excited. So, let's start with just how everything was as a whole. The visuals looked fucking awesome. Again, I know the original Clone Wars went through some like phases, whereas way in the beginning it looked very basic. There was like a big jump in quality. I think it was around like season 3 or 4 or something, where everything started to look really, really good. But this just looks awesome. Again, Anakin's hair in that one scene, the effects, everything looks so good. The music is awesome. Again, I'm gonna have to look back. There are a couple soundtracks that I remember from the original Clone Wars, but a lot of the score, of course, is not really fresh in my memory. So I'm not sure if they're reusing any of that for this season. Again, sometimes if it's been a really long time, they'll just have a new soundtrack and they won't use any of the old tracks. It depends, though, of course, from show to show. So I'm not sure if everything in this episode that we heard is new or not. Of course, as with most Star Wars things, there's enough soundtracks at this point where almost every track is based off of like a motif that we've already heard in Star Wars at some point. You know what I mean? But everything about this episode was high quality, top notch stuff, which is just awesome to see. So the episode starts off, again, this kind of conflict going on still. I mean, I say conflict, it's a fucking war. The Clone Wars going on. There's a battle with Trench, who again has returned. I think this is the third time, because we saw him again early on in the show, defeated him, and then I feel like he came back somewhere at the midpoint of the show, where he was defeated again and kind of thought to be dead. But now he's back again. I think this is the third time we've kind of seen him in the show. They were saying the Republic kind of has this algorithm thing that the Separatists kind of got their hand on, and they had this kind of plan to thwart the bad guys as per normal. Again, everything from this episode, kind of the setup and everything, was very basic. It was just a reintroduction to the Clone Wars. There wasn't anything grand about it at all. I liked it. It was simple. So, for this mission, we got to meet this new batch of clones, Clone Force 99. Again, a bunch of clones with some like defects and stuff. Again, kind of a callback to 99. Again, the old trooper from why can't I think of the planet name? You know where I'm the clone home base with the big white dudes. Why can't I think of what the planet's called? But anyways, again, that's 99. So you know, in this Force the Bad Batch, we met Hunter. We met Hunter, Wrecker, Tech, and Crosshair. Hunter's kind of the leader, bandana dude. Wrecker is kind of the gung ho guy. Maybe not a lot of brains, but a lot of size to him. Tech, the nerd of the group, as there always must be one, and Crosshair's the edgy guy who's probably seen some shit. And yeah. Again, we saw some familiar clone faces that we know from before. Rex, Cody. And again, one thing that I really like about this season, and that's interesting about the Clone Wars as a whole, is, again, we already know how it ends, right? We know what happens in Episode 3. Order 66, you know, the clones betray the Jedi and everything. We already know who's alive in Episode 3, you know, Cody, Rex, and of course we know Rex's story beyond that from Star Wars Rebels and stuff too. But I really like when a show, like, we already know how things are going to end. It's just a matter of seeing how they unfold. You know what I mean? Again, I liked the Rex kind of reflection moment, looking back on all the troopers that we've seen. Again, I still think that's one of the strongest points of the show, is how they're able to take all of pretty much the exact same person and turn them into their own unique characters. Again, Domino Squad, probably my favorite aspect of the Clone Wars as a whole. These characters that we met in the beginning, and we followed throughout the entire series. And now we find out that Echo is alive, which, again, that was kind of revealed in the deleted episodes. The couple extra scenes that we got. Again, I can't remember the context of exactly what was happening in those deleted scenes or anything. I just remember seeing them at one point. I'm not sure if they even, like, I don't know if they hold any relevance as, you know, for this season or whatnot, or if they were just scrapped completely and this is its own thing. I don't really know the behind the scenes. I didn't really keep up with all of that, so. But again, I do remember Echo being alive. Again, that transmission from, I didn't recognize the planet name where they got it from, but and it said CT1409, which I couldn't really recognize the number at first, but that is Echo. And again, Echo was thought to have died on Umbara, right? Or no, he was the one who was running up with the shield, and one of the ships he was behind blew up. That was Echo's death. But it seems, again, I don't know the context in which he survived. I don't know if it was even explained in the deleted scenes, but I'm guessing he was maybe captured by the Separatists after that. You know, probably injured or whatever, and maybe now he's trying to call for help or something. I'm not sure. I'm not sure whose voice that was either. Was that supposed to be his voice? It sounded very raspy. I'm not sure what condition he's in. Of course, we'll have to find that out. Man, the single shots of, like, the camera work when they were going inside the bases and stuff, it looked so fucking good. It looked real. It looked like there was a cameraman. Like, I loved it. Again, this episode as a whole, very simple. Nothing crazy happened. It's just a reintroduction to the show. It did what it meant to do. It got me hooked, at least. I am so excited for next week. And I'm so glad that this series is back. I really hope you guys are going to enjoy my reactions to this. You know, I guess probably should have said at the start of the show, but if there were any people coming into this episode not knowing or maybe haven't watched the Clone Wars or whatever, of course I recommend, you know, I don't think you should still be watching this episode if you haven't watched the Clone Wars in the first place. But if for some reason you're still watching this and you haven't seen the Clone Wars, definitely go and watch it all. Catch up to where we're at now, and then you can, you know, watch with me and everybody else. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for this episode, though. Very much enjoyed it, and I'm very excited to see what comes next week. So I'm gonna leave it off here. As always, if you guys want the full-length versions of these Clone Wars reactions, you can click that link down in the description. It'll take you to patreon.com/FreeRicoFilms, and you can check that out there. But with all of that out of the way, I do thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you guys all 1 week from today with episode number 2 of Season 7. Until then, peace out.